Hi, friends. Trying to get my part of my mic to not fall off the stand here. Let's see how we're doing here. That's why I'm not looking right at you for a second. I hope you all are well. We'll give everybody a minute to get on. Welcome to, you're about to embark upon yoga as healing here in a second. So that'll be exciting. Reposition the mic here. How's everybody's day going? Hi, Mark. I'm trying to get my microphone in a good spot. It's messing with my heart. With the heart on my shirt. All right. Just bring it up tall here. All right. How's everybody doing today? Don't know about all of you, but where we are, hi, Serena. Can you guys hear me okay? It is a little cooler. Feels nice. Feels nice to have it be a little bit cooler outside. Just the fact I stepped outside and was like, I need pants. I might need a down coat on. That might be a little dramatic, but you know, going from 95 to 55 in the morning felt like a stark contrast. All right, somebody give me a heart or something just so I know that you can hear me okay before I keep progressing. Grab your mat if you were just hopping on, happen to see us right now. Okay, thank you. We're about to do some yoga as healing. So today, a blanket would be great, and a block, possibly a strap. So if you have your props nearby, go ahead and grab those, and I'm going to turn us around so we can get started. All right. So to begin, we are going to take the old blanket, and if you don't have a blanket, just get a towel, like your normal bath towel, and give it a roll. And we're going to start in a nice heart opener. Okay, so you're going to take your blanket and set it right against your bottom tips of your shoulder blades, kind of right alongside the armpit here to start. Bend your knees and then push with your feet. So you just kind of slide the flesh of the skin down. And then go ahead and cactus your arms. And then your feet, some of you might prefer your legs to go straight. Some of you might like it more if you're doing what I'm doing, which is where you bend the knees and then knock the knees in. So go ahead and take a moment, find that space. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes. Now you can always adjust. You can make it less intense by just unrolling your blanket or your towel just a little bit. And we're starting off in this particular position to make space. Make space for what? Make space for wherever you are at today. There are so many things in the world, and some days I give a very specific, and I feel like the last few practices have been quite emotional. There's a lot going on. But I also want to be able to hold space for all of you to just, some completely different things could be what's pressing on your mind. It might be loneliness. You could be struggling in a relationship. You could have parents that may not be doing well. One of your kids might be struggling. You might just be in this space where you're questioning and you're wondering, having all this time, what am I doing? What's my path? And when these intensities come up, whatever that may be for you, One of the tools that yoga offers us is our capacity to be able to self-regulate. To be able to step into this moment and not relying on the past dictating how our future can unfold. For that lies a space within ourselves where we have an automatic reaction. Maybe something happened to us in our past, and can we find through these contemplative practices like yoga or mindfulness or meditation or any of those things, can we come more into a space where we learn how to consciously respond? And these are often spaces where we've maybe been hurt in our life. But as Rumi says, the wound is the place where the light enters you. So we're starting off in the heart, because for most of us, no matter what it is, in some way, shape, or form, it's our heart that gets hurt. Whether that's around love or belief in ourselves. So I want you don't have to put a hand on the heart, but if it's comfortable, you can go ahead and take a hand, place one on the heart, and take a moment to set an intention. Whatever you're feeling today, let that be okay. Give yourself permission to feel, to show up. But instead of having an automatic reaction to any story that goes with that, but just to use this practice to consciously respond. And we start with the intention. Good, yogis. Now if you have a hand on the heart, I want you to bring it back down to the ground. Notice how your back is arched. I want you to bring your feet in now a little closer. If they're straight, go ahead and bend them. Feet are going to go hip distance apart. And I want you to take your hands behind your head. Now really feel the blanket or the towel supporting you. Interlace your hands here. Elbows are pushing the outer elbows into the mat. Inhale. And now you're going to, we're relaxing here, but now I want you to squeeze and lift. You don't have to come very high, but what you're going to find is the blanket's going to start to support your lift. And we're actually practicing squeezing. So I want you to squeeze. Elbows come in shoulder height. Try not to pull on your head. Just support it. Squeeze your core. Squeeze even maybe a little bit in your face. And then inhale, practice releasing. Ooh. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower back down. Nice and easy. Elbows completely unfurl. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, the elbows, the chest, the head, all release down. We've got two more. Exhale, squeeze. These are not necessarily by any means easy. Roll back down, especially the control. Exhale, squeeze, lift, lift, lift. Inhale, roll back down. Good. Now push into your feet. They're hip distance apart. You're going to inhale, elevate the hips. Take one hand, slide your towel or blanket out from underneath you. And slowly set it down. I want you to come to a mini Shavasana. Now we're going to keep adding with this squeeze and release. So it teaches us how to self-regulate. It's actually a tool that is used a lot to teach people in managing with stress. So learning how they can actually let things in and squeeze, but also that we have the capacity to let go. Okay, so I want you to focus. We're going to start with your face. And I want you to begin to squeeze your face. And exhale, release your face. I want you to move down. Squeeze your neck and throat. You might want to clench your jaw a little. I know that's still part of the face, but clench. Maybe push your head back into the earth a little. And then release. Tighten your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Try to let your arms be loose, but squeeze your shoulders. Your upper arms will engage a little bit. And release. Now I want you to gauge your whole arms down into your hands. Squeeze both. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Now I want you to feel like you can try to tighten your whole abdomen and chest. Squeeze, even your back body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Your tailbone will likely lift a little bit. You'll feel your pubic bone pull towards your bottom ribs. Squeeze and hold. And release. Squeeze your glutes, front of the pelvis. Tone your pelvic floor. Lift. Uddiyana Bandha. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze your glutes. Yep. And release. Now engage, try to do just your quads, much as the lower half under the knee, try to let it go. So squeeze front and back of legs, squeeze. You notice your butt's going to probably fire off as well. It's okay, squeeze. And release. And now squeeze your feet. So curl them in, it'll tighten your calves naturally. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Now tighten everything up. So just laying down, squeeze everything. So tighten your arms, face, everything. Squeeze, core, back, front, and release. So nice. Okay, take your arms into a cactus shape again. I want you to inhale, bend your knees, set your feet back to the floor. Good. And inhale, arch your back a lot. No blankets there now. And then exhale, round your back, lift your forearms off the ground and bring your forearms together in front of you, palms connect. Inhale, arch your back, forearms and elbows back down. Exhale, curl. Now flatten your back, round your back like you're doing a little cat-cow here. Inhale, arch your back. Push your arms against the earth so you feel the upper arms and the outer arms engage. And then exhale, round. Lift the top of the glutes up off the mat. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. So we started with the intention in the practice. Such a good way to be more conscious in how we respond. And the second thing is slowing down, which is what we're practicing here. You're going to keep your right foot on the floor. I want you to extend your left leg so it's long. We're going to have the arms moving a little bit on the diagonal. So your right foot is on the floor, your left leg is straight, your arms are in a cactus. You're going to inhale, twist your hips, let your right glute lift off the ground, twist your right knee to the left, and right arm is going to stretch on the diagonal towards the upper corner of your mat and off. And then you're going to bring it back to neutral. Now your foot, the outer edge of your foot will lift on that right foot. So inhale, reach the right arm, twist right knee to the left. Inhale, exhale. You're practicing going slow. Inhale, exhale. Notice how your back is lifting. Inhale. We're really finding that curve in the right back body. Just getting an extra bit of arching. We're doing an open twist. So as we twist, we're twisting on the inhale. Exhale, we're bringing it back to center. One more time. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. Back to center. Very good. Now, you're going to take your left leg, reach it up towards the sky. The leg is straight. Interlace your hands behind the back of your left hamstring. Begin to point your left foot towards the sky. Right foot is still flat on the floor. Exhale, flex your foot. Point your toes back towards your head. Inhale, point your foot. Exhale, flex your foot. Really kick up through the heel. Again, 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. So it's beginning to teach our body how to notice little things. Exhale. Good. Bend that leg into a half happy baby. So left knee is going to come towards your chest. Reach your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Right leg, you can keep it on the floor, or if it's better in your body, you like the way it feels, you can stretch that right leg straight. Right hand on your right thigh. Try to relax your right shoulder as much as you can. And the left leg, it's not going to go all the way straight. And if you have a strap, you are more than welcome to put it around the sole of your left foot, if you like, in your half happy baby. So you're going to inhale, stretch your left leg off to the left. And then exhale, bend it back into a half happy baby. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, kick out. Now it's okay if you don't have a strap. The leg doesn't need to go all the way straight. Exhale, bend it back in. And 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Now just stay here. 2 more breaths. In half happy baby. Breath in. Ujjayi breath. Let it go. Flex your right foot. Pull back through the pinky side of your right foot. 1 more breath. Reach through your right inner heel and your right big toe mound. Exhale. Good. Slowly set that left foot to the floor. Right leg is already straight. Arms are going to come back into cactus. Second side. You're going to inhale. Twist the left knee to the right. Your outer edge of your left foot will lift. And your left arm is going to reach now on the diagonal away from that left knee. And then you're going to bring it back to center. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. Back to neutral. Couple more. Inhale. Now your head, you can let the head turn to the left if you like. You can even reach and look a little more upward if that's comfortable. I like to just look to the left. And you can also keep the gaze towards the sky and just keep it center. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, yogis. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Left foot, left ankle is right under the knee. Right leg's going to swing straight up towards the sky, and we'll interlace the hands behind the hamstring. Now, if you're tight here, if this doesn't feel as good with using your hands behind the hamstring, it's perfectly fine. In fact, more encouraged to have your grip closer to the groin. You could always use a strap. So you're going to point your foot as you inhale. Dorsiflex as you exhale. Point the foot. Inhale. Relax both of your shoulders. Exhale, flex. Oh, feels so good into the calf. Again, inhale. Exhale. Where can you soften? Can you release in the sacrum a little bit? Inhale. Exhale. Good. Take a breath here. Keep the foot flexed. Inhale. Bend the right knee down towards your chest as you exhale. Half happy baby. Left leg can stay bent or go straight. Left hand on left thigh. Inhale. Remember, you can have a strap on your right foot. Inhale. Right leg out to the right. Straighten a little or a lot. Exhale into half happy baby. Inhale. Reach it out. Pull against the foot with the hand. Push out with the foot against the pull against the hand, foot, and foot into hand. And then exhale back in. You got 1 more. Inhale. Push out, pull back. Exhale. And stay now 2 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Slowly let that foot go. Set the leg out into a mini shavasana momentarily. Palms face up, legs out to the side. Take a breath. Take a breath out. Bring your feet back so you're standing in Tadasana. Flex both of your feet. Reach your arms up over your head. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand, and you're going to side bend, keeping your left shoulder down. Side bend over to the right. Your legs can stay neutral. If you like, you can bring them over to the right. Right heel to the back right corner of your mat, and left ankle can cross over right. Taking a crescent moon shape. So three ways that we'll keep articulating as we practice that can help us move from automatic reactions to conscious responses. One is to start with intention. And we can bring intention into any moment, right? You can always invite that back in. Second is to slow down. And the third is just to practice doing the first two. Abhyasa, the practice. And the practice becomes firmly rooted as we continue the practice for a regular period of time, consistently. Good, we're going to come out the way we went in. So if your left ankle is crossed, uncross it and slide your left foot back so it's right under your left hip. And then slide your right leg back over next to your left. So your legs are back in Tadasana, right under the hips. And then inhale, bring your arms back to center. And exhale, keep the arms overhead, but just release your wrists. One wrist, singular. All right, let's switch over. Second side. Arms reach up. Now you're going to take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Side bend over to the left. Your head has to kind of scooch with you. If you're feeling plenty here, stay here. Otherwise, slide left heel to the left back corner of your mat. Right ankle is going to cross over that. Head is down on the ground. Right shoulder is trying to stay down on the ground. Right shoulder blade is down. As Rumi said, the wound is the space where the light enters you, and for most of us, in all our humanness, it's very hard in those wounded areas for us not to have automatic reactions, to not dictate what we believe is possible for our future based on our past, but to be open again, to love again, to receive again, to give again, to forgive again, to change, to grow, to unlearn, to relearn, to break down structures, to question, where did this belief even come from? Who created this? Good. Come out the way you went in, starting by uncrossing the top leg. Bring that back so the ankle's under your right hip. Slide your left leg back next to right. Inhale, sweep your arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, just let your arms relax. They're still overhead. Good. Bend your knees in towards your chest. I'm going to show a movement here, doing a little rock and roll. One of the things as we start to age and our bodies, as we age, it can be harder and harder to get up off the ground. So this next movement is to help encourage that. And at the same time, please don't be discouraged if it's hard to do, okay? So we're going to do a little rock. And I want you to just take a little rock back to front. I'm going to fix my mic. Rock back to front. Good. Keep going. Rock back to front. Rock back to front. 2 more times. Rock back. And I'm going to turn and face you so you can actually see this. To front. All right. Now this time rock back to front. And you may have to look at the camera. You're going to position your right foot in front, and your left shin is kind of sitting like you're going to sit crisscross applesauce. And what we're going to be doing is actually kind of pushing up as if you were going to try to push up so that you can learn how to stand, right? From you fell on the ground or you're on the ground, and how do I get back up? So initially you may have to use your hands to help you kind of push up. So you're going to rock back, same leg, right foot's in front, rock up. Get your inner lion out. Cheetah. Lift up and down. Now maybe try it, no hands, push up, rock back down. Push up, rock back down. Push up, and sit. Okay, here we go. We're going to switch to the other side. Now your left leg's going to be in front. Your right leg's going to rock back, okay? Rock back, left foot's in front. Inhale, exhale, rock back. Sorry, you're getting the booty shot. Rock up. It's your lucky day. Rock back. Up and back. Rock up and back. One more. This time stay. Rock up. There you go. Okay. Let's just stay. Left foot's in front. Right leg is like it's just in a crisscross. Left arm is going to go against the top of your left foot. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Now, if you can, you are welcome to sit on your right leg if that's okay on your knee. But if it's not, you just sit back this way. You could also sit on a block. Okay, left arm on the inside of the leg. Right arm reaches up. Take an inhale. Good. And then exhale, fold it down. Right hand down towards the floor. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, reach the right arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, reach the right hand behind you. Now you're going to sit back, even if you're sitting on the heel. Left leg's going to swing back behind you. The sole of your right foot is to your left inner knee, and your left shin is straight back in like a half hero pose. Okay, right hand is outside the right hip. Left four fingers are on the front of the groin, and the thumb is on the back. So you're going to do this little roll here. So you're going to roll, lift your left sit bone, turn your chest to the right as you inhale, and then exhale, roll back. Inhale, roll, and back. 3 more. Inhale, roll. Exhale, back. A lot of movements I sometimes do in the yoga as healing is functional movements, really working the hips and just shoulders, but in just very different ways than you might get in a typical flow. Here we go. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to tip, but we're going to take a twist. So you're going to tip, turn to the right. Left hand, you can either bring it onto your right knee or reach it outside the leg. Nice and tall. Lift up through the spine, top of the head, above the base of the spine, and turn your torso to the right. And you're observing both your breath, noticing if your body is having any sensation. Hug that right shoulder blade in towards the back of the heart. And try not to over effort here. Good. And then wind back around. Swing the left leg forward. Swing the right leg forward. And we're going to work a little bit with inverting the feet and everting the feet. So inverting is when you can see the sole of your foot. Everting is where you're turning the foot the other way. So your hands are just going to be behind you. You're going to bend your right knee. Try to look at the sole of your right foot and notice how the left side of your back arches a little bit. And then kick the leg out. And now you're going to switch the other way. Turn your knee inward. See if you can see the back of your foot. Notice how the right side of your back arches. And then kick the foot out. Now, this is simple but a very hard movement. You might feel it really fire in the glute here. So look at the sole of the foot. Inhale. Reach it back out. Look at the back of the foot. Right side of your back arches. Right sit bone back down. One more time. Left side of the back arches. Look at the sole of the foot from this direction. Inverting. Exhale, evert the foot. Turn the foot back. Right side of the back arches. and reach it back. Woo! All right, second side. You're going to either sit on your left shin or have the shin in front of you, right sole of the foot down on the floor. Let's repeat all that on the second side. Right arm against your right leg. So this is a Shiva squat if you're actually sitting on the foot, and you are also welcome to tuck the toes, although I didn't say it on the first side, so you may have to go back and tuck your toes on the other side. Reach up. Take a couple breaths. If it bothers your neck, you can always look straight ahead and you can look down. And then reach the top arm down towards the floor. You can always untuck the foot at any time. One more time. Inhale, reach the arm back up towards the sky. Take a full breath. Exhale, set the hand down. Now sit back. Left shin is in front of you. Right leg comes into a half hero pose. Inner heel is by your outer hip. Left hand outside your left leg. 4 fingers wrap around the top of your right thigh and your thumb is at the back. So you're going to inhale, rotate your chest to the left. Your right sit bone is lifting. You're looking to the left. And then exhale back to center. Inhale, open, and center. A lot of these poses you can see are really opening up the chest space, but not in a kind of aggressive way. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Now you're going to stay. Take the twist. Right hand to left knee or both hands outside your left leg. Really lift up tall. Exhale. Turn the torso. Invite the remembrance of your own intention back into your practice. Remembering the quality of slowing down when you feel an automatic reaction coming. Just what if every day started with an intention? Maybe it's a word like blessings or gratitude or growth, whatever it might be. And when you felt those surges of intensity coming in, or you know you were going to be an automatic responder, you invite that intention in, you slow down, and you remember it's a practice. Good. Come back to center. Now, reach the right leg straight, reach the left leg straight. Your hands are behind you. Whoo, my hips are... How's everybody's hips doing? All right. Push into that right leg so you can pick your left leg up, and you're trying to look at your foot. Now, as you look at your foot, notice your knee goes left. The back of your right low back starts to arch so you can look at your foot. That's inverting the foot. Kick the leg out. Now you're going to arch the left side of your back so you can look at the back of your foot. Pretty sure they did something like this in flash dance. I just don't know. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe it's more this one. It feels like a flash dance move or something. Reach back. Very functional though, you guys. Look at the bottom of your foot. Right side of the back arches. You know how hard it is for people to be able to articulate these two movements, this inverting and everting? Super hard. Good. Reach it back. Very good. Yogis, bring the soles of your feet together. Feel that in those hip flexors. Actually, I want you to take your feet a little bit further out than you typically would in a Baddha Konasana, so you have more of a diamond shape. Inhale, lift your chest. Now, if you like, you might be able to use a block. Oops, sorry, that just scuffed right into the mic. Blanket right on top of the soles of the feet, and you can rest your third eye on there, or if you had a block, you could use that. Now we'll be here for just about 5 to 8 breaths, depending on how fast or slow you're breathing. And if you're getting pain outside the knees, then you may need to take an extra towel or blanket and just set it under each outer part of the leg. Some of you may be able to work your forehead right into the arches of the feet. That works. Or you can stack your fists too if you just need a little bit of height. Can you begin to lull your mind in a good way just with the sound of your own breath? Breathe into your back body. As we breathe into the back body, we enhance our capacity, as that in the yoga tradition is known as the universal. The front body is the ego, the back body is the universal or the divine. So it helps us tap into trusting a little bit more. Last breath. Good, and bring your body back upright. So as we're slowing things down and we're doing these movements, we're also learning how to self-regulate. We're learning how to move the body from a sympathetic state, which is when we're stressed out, and as a culture and society, we pretty much reside in that space most of the time. And we learn how to train the body to be able to transition back into the parasympathetic nervous system, to rest and restore. So let's come on to all fours. Tabletop position. Good. Draw the shoulders out of the ears. Draw the waistline up. And I want you to take your ribs to the right as you inhale. Crunch on the left side a little bit. Let's say compress. Crunch doesn't sound good. Compress. Is that better? Inhale. Depends on your perspective with language, right? Now, left side's going to expand. How about we say left side expands, right side contracts or compresses. Inhale, neutral. Language is so important, right? How we use our words. Back to center. Notice if your body is wanting to rush. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now cat and cow. Inhale, belly drops, shoulders out of the ears. The gaze is forward. Try not to overthrow through the back of the neck and your cervical spine. Exhale, push into the earth. Round. Navel to back body. Inhale. And I'm doing these considerably slower than even I tend to do them. Just noticing that difference for yourself. Does your mind get a little bit agitated? Is it enjoying it? Is it just wishing it had more of this slower pace? Back to neutral. Inhale. Right foot steps forward in between the hands. We're going to inhale, stay on the fingertips. You can always have a block on the inside, or if you have two blocks, one under each hand. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, I want you to just back off a little bit. Keep the sole of your foot on the floor, but straighten your right leg. It doesn't even need to go all the way straight, but just to the point where you feel your hamstring wake up and you're able to still keep the sole of the foot on the floor. So inhale, draw your hips down. Feel your heart lift. As you exhale, you're going to tone your pelvic floor, your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana Bandha behind your navel center, a couple inches below the belly button. Draw back and up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw back. One more time. Inhale. So we're getting a nice stretch on the top of the foot here by keeping the sole of the foot down. Getting a big stretch on the hip flexors, the psoas as we go into the lunge. And of course, exhale, hamstring. Now stay here and allow your foot to flex. Allow your foot to flex. And we're going to turn the outer edge of the foot towards the floor. So as you inhale, I want you to turn Your pinky side of your foot may tap down, it may not. Try to keep your legs straight. Keep pushing through your big toe mound. Try to pull the pinky side of your right toe back towards your outer right hip. And if you're feeling good here, you can walk your left hand outside your right leg as well. Keep trying to push the outer blade of your right foot into the floor. Hug your left shin. Notice if it's kind of flopping out. Hug your left shin towards the midline. Squeeze your knees like they're trying to hug towards your hips. And then begin to stretch your heart a little more forward, away from your hips. Good. And then bring the left hand back around. Reach your right foot, toes back up towards the sky. Exhale, rebend into your right leg. And lift the back knee and exhale, down dog. If you're nursing a shoulder injury, drop your knees. Take puppy pose. Forehead to the floor, knees are down. Take 2 breaths there, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Good, and let's switch. Second side, left foot forward. So go ahead and take the knees down to the floor. Right foot comes in between both of your hands. You may want to scoot your back knee back just a little bit. Relax the shoulders out of the ears. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, straighten the front leg a little or a lot, keeping the sole of your left foot down on the floor, tethering that outer left hip back behind you. Inhale, bend into the lunge. Exhale, draw back through both hips. 2 more times. Inhale, bend. Exhale, back. Last time, breathing in, bend, reaching back. Now flex your foot. Inhale. Tether that outer left hip back a little bit more as you exhale, trying to keep your sacrum as level as you can. Now you're going to turn on the in-breath. Left toes are going to rotate towards the floor. Now if we're tighter here, the foot will be more on a diagonal. So the best you can, I want you to really remember how we flex the foot on our back. I want you to really flex the foot. And even if you only go this far, that's okay. Okay? Some of you will be able to work the pinky side of that foot all the way down towards the floor. Now that may feel like plenty. You may want to block. Hands can come with you to the outside of your left leg. Hello, IT band. What's that? What is this big band that's crying to me right now? That's what's happening. In my body, I can also feel a pretty big sensation across my back, right hip. Oh, feels good, like yawn. Urgh. Sometimes I'll bring areas where you may notice it, but never feel bad if you don't. Remember when I first started taking practice 15, 20 years ago, and the teacher would say something like, I don't feel it there. It's okay. It's okay. Good. Right hand back around. Left toes back up towards the sky. Rebend into the left leg. Tuck the back toes. Lift your knee. And we take a down dog. Exhale. You can pedal out the feet. Remember, puppy pose is absolutely wonderful. Just drop to the knees if you like or need to. Relax your head and neck. I want you to push into your hands. Lift your armpits. Lift your armpits up away from the floor. Engage your heart between your upper arms. So feel your heart soften a little bit between the 2 upper arm bones, and then push into your hands and draw your heart back towards your thighs. So you feel a little bit of a heart opener. Good. Come forward. Plank pose. Any way you like. Let's get onto the belly. Any way you like. Good. Now, you're going to take your hands and you're going to bring your forearms out in front of you for Sphinx pose. And if you like, you can bring, some days I like to bring the palms together. It's just a little more centering. Your eyes can be open or closed here. If they are open, soften the gaze a little bit. Gaze a little more down. Push into your forearms. Energetically try to drag your forearms back towards your hips so your heart pulls through your upper arms a little more. And notice the compression here in the kidney band right below your bottom rib cage. Engage your legs. My kneecaps are lifting off the ground. Tailbone is lengthening towards the back of my heels. And if this is bothering your low back, you're getting any pain, just take your gaze and look down more towards your belly button. And that hopefully will release. If it doesn't, I want you to take your feet wider, about as wide as your mat, and see if that helps. And if it still doesn't, then you just need to lower down or even scoot your elbows more forward so there's less intensity of a back bend in the back bend. So sometimes our automatic responses is when we can't do something, we just bail out, we just get out. And so, again, the yoga practice says, what can I do today? Maybe it's just listening, just sitting here, just staying on with me, breathing, and even if you can't even do the movements today, you're watching the movements. Do you know that you can still feel things in your body just through watching, just through breathing? Let's take 3 more breaths. And if you just happen to be watching, I want you to breathe into the kidneys where I'm feeling a big sense of compression here. This is so good to help revitalize and energize us. And we're opening the heart. The wound is the place where the light enters you. This is hard, you guys. We are in hard spaces right now, really hard spaces. And we have some collective things that are going on, some major structures and systems that need dismantling and reforming. And then we have a pandemic, and so we've got some massive things going on. But then each one of us, we have our own things too. Good. Now slide your forearms out, and you can bend your elbows out to the sides and let your hands just support your forehead. If you prefer, you can bring your hands back alongside your hips and bring a cheek to the mat. That's just fine too. Bring your legs a little bit more together. Keep your forehead connected to your hands. And if your cheek is on the mat, then I want you to just stack your hands. And I want you to lift just your legs, resting your forehead. It's going to stay down. Just want you to lift the legs. And see if you can make some pulses. They don't have to go with the breath, but keeping your legs together almost like a snake. Little pulses up, up. And it doesn't matter to me how fast or slow you go, but try to keep your legs straight and strong. Keep pulsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, isolating that sacrum. 1 more pulse, and release. So good. All right, bring your hands back next to your rib cage. Push up to all fours. Inhale. Pause as you exhale. Take a quarter dog. Reach your left arm forward. Bend your right forearm so it's parallel to the top of the mat, and rest your forehead on that right forearm, or it might be in front of it. That's fine too. The gesture here is reverence as we bow. It's a forward fold, and yet it's also a heart opener. It's a shoulder opener, isolating this one side. Good. Drag your left hand closer towards your right hand so you can push up into that hand to return your right arm underneath. And then left forearm down. Right arm is going to extend out. Rest your forehead on the back of your left forearm. Noticing the way we haven't really, other than lunges, done any standing poses today. And yet we've still worked the arms, we've still worked the legs, we've still worked the hips. It's just still definitely been accessing our breath. Bring your right hand closer to left. Push into that hand, return the left hand. We've done back bending, cross the ankles. So it's so interesting just to see the different practices. All right, we're going to switch back around onto the back. So bring your feet in front of you. Slowly recline. Start to come all the way down onto your back, keeping the knees hugging in towards your chest. Take your fingertips so that they're pointing down towards your toes. Your legs are bent, and I want you to inhale. Let your knees move away from you. Your arms are going to stretch straight. And then exhale, bend. Knees to chest. Inhale, reach arms straight. Legs and feet move away from you. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Good. Slowly release your hands from your legs. Put your left foot on the floor. Hook your right ankle above your left knee. Pick your left foot up off the floor. Sukhi Randrasana. Right ankle bone, if you can, bring it just a little bit outside your left leg. Some days you may enjoy stretching your left leg straight, so you get a little hip opener and hamstring stretch. In my body, my hip opener is much deeper for some reason when I keep the leg bent, and I enjoy it more, but I know other people enjoy the straight leg. So you do you, boo. Cody Rigsby on the Peloton. If any of you have a Peloton, I love Cody. You do you, boo. One of my favorite things, but really reminding each of us to stay true to ourselves. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, I'm going to do some add-ons here in this hip opening variation, but I love, love, love this form, okay? So please don't feel like you need to go any deeper, okay? So here's phase 1. So beautiful. Now, if you want, you can forklift your arms underneath your right leg and let your left foot come down to the floor. Or you can even stretch that leg straight. Yes, this is something right here. We're going to keep going, okay? Now, you're in the forklift. You might put the left foot on the floor first just to evolve here. Now, your left arm is going to stay in the forklift. Your right arm is going to come out. You're going to lift your head and take the right hand behind your head, and you'll take Ganesha Mudra. So you're going to try to clasp your fingers behind your head. My head is up because my hips are tight. My head isn't going to go back down today. Now, you can keep your left foot on the floor, or you can stretch that left leg straight. Lay your head back into your right forearm. We have a big external rotation of this front leg. You're trying to internally rotate your left inner thigh, if your leg is straight, left inner thigh rotating towards the floor, and you're laying your head all the while. Can you feel you might want to have an automatic response right here? Conscious action versus automatic reaction. Okay, let's come out the way we went in if you're in this phase 3. Put your left foot back on the floor. Let your head come back down. Come into the forklift. Pick your left foot up off the floor. Set your left leg so it's connected back to the right ankle and thread the eye of the needle. Let's all take one deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release your clasp. Oh, mama, set that right foot down towards the floor. All right. Wake that leg is awake right now. Switching sides. Left ankle hooks over your right knee. Right foot picks up off the floor. Today in our society, I feel like it's like push, push, go, go, go. You guys, I hope, especially with a home practice, if you're not being in a studio, you never feel like you have to compare, that you have to be doing exactly what the teacher may be saying, but giving yourself permission to feel in your body what feels good. Do you know that some days I turn on a practice with an instructor, and some days I do the whole thing, and some days I literally am doing something totally different, but I just love the sound of their voice in the background. It's just how it is. So that might be you today. You might be totally on tangents from what we're all doing. Okay, forklift. Remember, right foot can be on the floor, right leg can be straight. And it really does take the body several breaths just to settle in. Remember these three phases: intention, slowing down, shani, that's the Sanskrit, shani, just slow it down. Moving into that second grip, left hand comes out, right hand stays in the forklift. You're trying to get the ankle right into the elbow, lift your head. And then the third phase is abhyasa. It's the practice. Extend perhaps the right leg toward or to the floor. Lay your head back into the arm. Practice breathing while you're feeling tension, because that, my friends, can be part of our day, or a great majority of our day is being able to navigate how to consciously respond and stay present and breathe. Let's come out, if you're in this phase, by putting the right foot back on the floor. Left hand come back around to forklift. Right leg picks up, so we all meet back and thread the eye of the needle. Clasp your hands. And it may or may not, but the pose, when you come back into it, after doing those other phases, if you took some of the other shapes, it may feel completely different than it did when you first just drew the shape to the body. Very nice. And then set that foot, set the other foot down. Hands out, palms face up, feet wide, knock your knees in. We're going to try a Viloma breath, a 3-part breath, but we're going to start with 2 before Shavasana. So I want you to focus on the belly, and you're going to be inhaling 2 parts to start, and then we're going to work to 3. So you're going to try to inhale halfway to your capacity and then pause, and then inhale as deep as you can and pause, and then exhale, let it all go. And if that's working, we may try to go for 3 parts, okay, which gets a little more difficult, but just be patient, okay? Remember your intention. So breathing in, part way, inhale, pause, inhale the other half, pause, exhale, let it all go. Halfway, inhale, pause, inhale, second half, pause, exhale, let it all out. Last one like that, inhale, pause, second half, inhale, pause, let it all go. Let's try 3 more, but this time maybe 3 parts. And if it's too much, just go back to 2. So inhale 1/3. Pause. 2/3. Pause. Last third. Pause. Let it all go. Again, a third. Another third. Last third. You may quiver a little. That's totally normal. Exhale, let it all go. If you are just hopping on, even this breath is helpful. 3 parts. One more time. Inhale, third. Pause. Second third. Pause. All the way. Pause. Release. Shavasana yogis, let your legs extend out. Palms are already face up, and if you prefer a different variation or you want to utilize your blanket, if your back is feeling sensitive, you could always take your blanket, your rolled blanket, and set it up underneath your knees, rolled up. If you had a chair by you, you could even set your shins up on the seat of the chair. I want you to scan your body. Perhaps noticing an area of your body, if you think of this Rumi quote, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Where in your body, in your physical body, does maybe a past experience, a wound, maybe it's your heart, if you've been heartbroken, if you've lost. I want you to visualize and breathe into your heart. Maybe it's your throat and the words you speak. Maybe you were good girls don't speak up, or you got reprimanded for speaking out once, or just different things, and it's the throat. Maybe it's your gut. Maybe you didn't follow your instinct one time, and something happened from that. Wherever it is, those are 3 very common areas, the stomach, the heart, and the throat. But it may be somewhere else in your body. And I want you to imagine a soft, glowing flame that is moving from your heart space and either staying in the heart if that's where the wound, or you can feel this golden flame traveling towards your stomach or towards your throat. As though it's illuminating this area. That it's purifying. And cleansing this space within yourself. You may even notice a little bit of heat in this particular area. The wound is the space where the light enters you. Keep breathing into this light. to imagine that light beginning to draw itself up towards your midbrain. Towards your third eye center. I don't know your story, but what I do know is that you are worthy. You are enough. And no matter what has happened, you are still deserving of love. You are still deserving of success. You are still worthy of receiving and still fully capable of giving. Begin to move your fingers and your toes a little bit. Take your arms and stretch your arms up and over your head. Bend your knees, place your feet to the floor, and let's roll to your right side. Take a moment and pause on that side. And then when you're ready, use your hands. Begin to bring your body back upright to an easy seat. Eyes can stay closed or your gaze just soft at the floor. Thank you for showing up for your practice today, whenever today is for you. It may not be this day, this moment live, but just whenever it is that you took this time to be able to learn to self-regulate so that we can step back to these deeper spaces within ourselves, that we remember where we are enough, that we remember we have a voice, that we remember that we can trust ourselves and follow our own instincts, and to learn how to consciously respond instead of automatically reacting. The wound, yogis, is the place where the light enters you. Whatever you are going through, know that these practices are here for you to meet you wherever you are at. So as you bring your thumbs to that third eye space where that light resides, when we say namaste, it means the light in me sees and acknowledges the light in you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up on your mat today. It was my honor to guide you, to be with you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I know that at times it's hard to carve out, but even if you do a little, even if you do the breathing parts or the beginning or any little part, yay you, right? Yay you. Thank you for being here. And if this brought value to you, if you enjoyed it, please share. It's amazing how I get people reaching out from somebody else that shared it that never would have come across. So please always share if it resonates for you. And you know that these are all donations, so if you want to, you can always reach out for Venmo or PayPal, but it's not necessary at all. I also do some fun health things over on Instagram as well, so feel free to find me over there. It's Alicia Walker Finley over there too. And I look forward to practicing with you again. Remember, no power anymore. We kind of do a power vinyasa on Mondays, still at 9:30. And I am going to have to move this one 2 mornings, probably from here on out, because now we got the baseball schedule and their games or practices are on Wednesdays at 5:30, which makes this would be impossible to finish and bolt out the door. So next week, 9:30. I'm just going to keep them 9:30 to make it easy. So 9:30 Mondays, 9:30 Wednesdays. Okay? Thank you, yogis. Go be awesome and have an awesome day. Thank you.